Hey guys, how are you? Really, how are you? Good? Excellent. I'm just gonna... Hello? Go, good. You gotta go with the wireless mic because I'm a little short. And I'm just gonna set up here and then we'll be ready to go. Let's see. All right, this should be kind of working. Okay, there we go. Great. So, yeah, it's important to have the wireless mic so you can cavort like Katy Perry across the stage. Okay, so I'm here to talk a little bit, I'll be very brief because we have a short time, about publishing to place and what that means. So obviously my app is called Spun. I'm going to show you what we're doing with partners like Gothamist and the All in order to make publishing real content to place, not just deal content or ad content, but actual editorial, a reality, and what that means for mobile. So let's start with this. We have a goal. The goal is take the web, right, which we've had for years and years now, and we've accessed mostly by computer, as most of you guys are doing, and we want to put it in the world, right? So we have all this web content over here, and previously it's been SEO'd by keyword, or now discovery happens by social, right, through social sharing, but we want to optimize it for location, and we want to spread it back out, not over keywords conceptually on the web, but over places. And that's going to enable a totally different kind of content discovery once we have it in the world. So there's something really critical here. People say, oh, we don't have bandwidth to create new content. How are we going to make new content for local? What are we going to do about that? Well, the reality is, there are publishers that in some cases, like the New York Times, hundreds of years or over 100 years, have been creating content already about place. You open up New York Magazine, they've spent 30, 40 years learning how to write about place. The Alt Weekly, which has atomized over the last 20 years into myriad blogs on the internet, things that would have been in the Village Voice, right, when Norman Mailer ran the Village Voice. This is all content that's already about place. It's already out there. And just like in order to have search work, right, in the Web 1.0 kind of time, we had to take keywords and put it on that content. Now we're going to have to take locations and put it on that content. So it's already digitized, right? It's up in the cloud. But the key here is we want to take it back out and put it in the world. Now, we have a partnership with AETN, which is, of course, a joint venture between Hearst and Disney and NBC Universal. They do History Channel, Biography Channel, A&E networks. They say about 35% of their online media is now being consumed on mobile devices. Now, this is nothing new. Obviously, when Zuckerberg came out of hiding and talked about Facebook after the stock was having a rocky start, he said the word mobile like 82 times, right, in that initial interview. Mobile's obviously something that's very intimately related to location. Why? Because smartphones, of course, are location aware. I know it's totally obvious. We've been talking about hyperlocal content for almost a day and a half now. But it's really important to know that this device right here that this gentleman is using is totally different from this device over here that this gentleman is using, which is an iPad, right, versus a laptop here, right, PC. And the reason is because this thing knows where you are. And knowing where you are is not the be-all and end-all, right? The same way that keyword discovery is not the be-all and end-all for making content discovery easy. It's just another variable. It's the kind of thing that we want to say, well, if we know what you like and we know what subject matter you want at a certain moment, if we know what time of day it is, and if we know where you are, we can enable better content discovery than we ever have before. Now, what I mean by this is, for example, let's say New York Magazine has published an article, or the New Yorker has published an article, and it's about the Tribeca Film Festival. Well, there are 25 to 35-year-old people out there with iPhones, thank you, that want to go to the Tribeca Film Festival. And in fact, they want to read about the Tribeca Film Festival. But I have a question for you guys. How many independent movie and entertainment websites about New York do you visit every single day? Does anyone visit more than one? Does anyone, there you go, one guy, of course, into film, right? And that's really important. But how many of you guys are interested in the movies? Right? People, I imagine you're people that like watching TV and going to the movies. the point is that you would probably enjoy this content, but you're not going to find this content because you don't have time. It's too hard to go find it. So what you need is for someone to say, well, we know you're in New York. We know the Tribeca Film Festival is happening right now. We already have content about it that you would totally enjoy, but you don't have time. So we're going to grab that article, and we're going to just serve it to you magically. We're going to say we know where you are, we know what you like, we know what time of year it is, and you know what? New York Magazine's not getting nearly as many clicks on this thing as they should be. It's so relevant to so many people. Let's serve it to them. Now, at Spun, that's exactly what we're trying to do. And I'm going to just show you the app in order to kind of make an example of what it means to surface content by place and how it makes things easier, how it makes content discovery easier. So just bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to attempt on a very poor cell network in the basement of a building to do a demo. And I think we've got just a minute or two left, so it should be just barely enough time to make this work. Come on. There we go. All right, let's get those monitors. There it is, it's Spun. Okay, so we worked with Apple to develop this interface, and the reason we did that is because we wanted to make something 3D and delightful. Because honestly, you don't have time to play with something that isn't totally amazing. So it's this 3D interface. You can see I can move it around. It's a cube, and if you look in the background there, it's actually floating in outer space, which is fun. And the point here is that if you look at all these articles, I've got Gothamist up top, I've got Serious Eats, Eater, Huffington Post. These are all food articles. Now, if I go to entertainment, I'm going to see things like Village Voice, The Atlantic Wire. These are all articles that, as New Yorkers, you'd be interested in. Now, we're in 11 cities, right? And so we're sharding by local market. If you want to do transactions around this content, if you want to serve ads in a meaningful way, this is how to do it. Remember, apps that are all ads are the penny saver. That's not going to help you. You want to be the New York Times. You want to be ads with content, which means we have to optimize content for local discovery. Now, I'm also going to attempt to show you what it means once you take someone's content, and just a small portion of it, and this is all coming on RSS feed, so it's ready for syndication. We're not taking anything in the pejorative sense. If I load this thing from Chow, right, 10 best foie gras dishes in New York. Now, if you watch the map, as I scroll past these different places, the map is going to move to show me where they are. Now, what I'm getting here is I'm not getting reviews, I'm not getting deals, I'm getting real content, but I never go to Chow. But now I know about it, and I know it's relevant to me. And if I pop into the map, I can see where I am in relation to this content. So I can see there's something right up the block here, and if I navigate back to the article, it'll show me where it is. It's in the first paragraph. So this is the kind of thing, I've got 1 minute left. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about when I say publishing to place creates ease of discovery. It's check, 1, 6, there we go, 42. It's all about content discovery. There's content out there. We need to bring it to mobile devices. We're looking to partner with publishers. We're looking to say, let's get new channels for distribution. I'm sure that's the kind of thing you hear all the time if you work for a content company. How are we going to get this to the people? Well, mobile gives you new and different opportunities. That's what we've been talking about here for a day and a half. But I want you to think about them not as something different, but just a new variable that allows the exact same thing to happen, but better. And the thing is just content discovery. That's what publishing to place really means. It's not something that you're not already doing. It's something that should be folded in with your SEO when you think about how is this content going to get to people. Now, I think that's about all the time that I have, but you guys should find me. My name is Scott Lindenbaum. I look exactly the way I look right now, except I'll be on the same level as you. I'll be right down like this, so you'll just be able to see me right away. And I think we have somebody else coming up to do a demo as well. And so I'm just going to kind of hand off here, grab my computer, and have a good one.